I have an unrelated question regarding Brian Higgins. What is from what, maybe I'm just missing it, but he seems to have been having some type of extracurricular relationship with Karen, right? Maybe they're kissing, flirting, whatever it was.
So they had exchanged texts, and according to him, they had shared a covert kiss. Yes.
Okay. So what would be his motive for implicating her in the crime?
So and we're going to talk about this next episode, which is the last one. But the defense is going to raise several possibilities for what happened to John O'Keefe.
Which, by the way, that's what they're supposed to do. I don't blame them for that. They don't need to, pin down one.
They're going to raise several theories that they have about what could have happened to John O'Keefe that does not include Karen Reed hitting him, right?
Yeah, they didn't include that one?
No.
Okay.
So one of them is that he was beat up inside the house, right? And they're going to bring up the fact that Colin Albert had, previous issues with John. Colin Albert was an athlete. He was a boxer. He's got his knuckles all scraped up in the aftermath of John O'Keefe's death. They're also going to bring up the fact that Brian Higgins, ATF agent, had a little crush on Karen. And that night, when they were all out together, even though Karen and Brian Higgins didn't interact while everyone else was around, Brian Higgins sent her a text message saying something like, so ... kind of like, what's up with us, girl, right? And then they all go to the Albert home, and once there, Brian Higgins is one of the people who's texting and calling John O'Keefe, like, where are you? Come on, why aren't you here yet? So the defense is going to say, was Brian Higgins trying to lure John O'Keefe there so that they could beat him up so that he could have Karen? Or was this a thing where Brian Higgins had texted or called John O'Keefe after they all left the bars, and Brian Higgins is kind of drunk and pissed, and he's like, this bitch is ignoring me. We've texted back and forth. We've had a kiss, and she's just going to sit here and act like nothing happened. I'm going to tell John what happened. And now maybe in one of these text or calls, because we have no idea what these text or calls said because Brian Higgins threw away his phone on a military base, maybe he said that, and then maybe this is why John and Karen start arguing in the car, right?